Now we're going to work on the Leatherette Coaster. So we'll go ahead and set our heat press this time for 365 degrees Fahrenheit. And then go ahead and also adjust the time. Make sure it says 50 seconds. Once you have that set up, you're ready to go with your coaster. So now we'll go ahead and we'll look at our designs. You'll notice you have a few to choose from on your design sheet. Go ahead and pick the one that you like best for this coaster. For the purposes of this video, we're going to go ahead and pick the owl. You'll notice that the designs on this page are a little bit dull, but once the transfer happens during that heat process, they come out super vibrant. So we'll go ahead and we'll start with this guy. As you're trimming these coaster pieces, you'll notice that they are designed to cover that coaster from edge to edge. So you do want to be careful to trim all those little white pieces. That way you don't have a white border on your coaster anywhere. So just go ahead and take your time and really go ahead and trim away all that white border and make sure you just have the colored piece that you want to transfer over in your design. If you notice once you're done cutting out that design that you still have a little bit of white pieces showing here and there, you can always go back and trim when you're done. Just really take your time with this. There's no need to rush at this point. Unlike most of the other pieces, the coaster is not going to be double-sided because there's only one side that you use for coasters. So you'll want to make sure that you pick just that one design that you're going to use since you don't have two options of sides to choose from. Then once you're done cutting out your design, just go ahead and take a look at it. Make sure that there's no pieces here or there that you need to trim. If there are, go ahead and take care of those right now. The white pieces won't transfer over, but if you do have any white pieces on the coaster instead of design, then you'd be missing some space there. So go ahead and just finish that off and then set your designs to the side. Once you have those set down and you've got your design all cut out, go ahead and grab your Teflon sheet, keep it handy, and then you'll also want to get your tape ready. For this one, I'm going to do about 4 strips of tape. So to save myself some time, I'm just going to go ahead and pre-cut them and set them down on my heat press. Once you have those 4 strips of tape cut out, you're ready to go. Remember, for these particular designs, you don't necessarily need the tape. It's up to you if you want to use it or not. I'm going to use it to make sure that I anchor that design in place. But you really don't have to use the tape if you don't want to. As long as you have a steady hand, you're good to go. Now remember as well that that heat tape that we're using is a special tape. It is designed specifically for the sublimation process, so it can withstand those higher heats. So that's why we're using that versus just regular Scotch tape or anything like that. Once you have everything ready to go ahead and grab your design and face it face side down onto your coaster. You want to make sure that that transfer process is through, so the image needs to face the coaster. When you're done, go ahead and attach your tape. If you're not using tape, you can go and just set the item down carefully and place your Teflon over it. But for me, I'm going to go ahead and cover the corners. There are a few different methods you can do with the tape here. If you'd like, you can do tape across the middle. Otherwise, you can just do what I'm doing, or you can even fold the tape over the side. All you're trying to do is secure your image. That way it doesn't move once you start your pressing. So go ahead and just take your time and finish getting that ready. Once you're all done, you can go ahead and just set all of your tools to the side. The only thing we're going to need after this will be our weeding tool to help us pick the tape, and possibly that heat glove if it's a little too hot for us. We'll go ahead and set our Teflon down on top of our image once it's ready, and then grab your heat press and click on that start button. Remember, once you click that start button, the timer will start to count down. That way you don't have to keep track of how long it's pressing. You do want to apply a bit of pressure as you're holding that heat press. So go ahead and give it about a medium pressure as you're holding that in place. Try not to move around too much. Keep it nice and steady. That way the design doesn't slide with the heat press. There are other heat presses as well that you can use if you're using like a bigger object to design on, like a t-shirt, things like that. This is just going to be perfect for the items found in your kit. So go ahead and just use this for now. Make sure you like it, and then you can always graduate to a bigger press later on. Okay, and it looks like our press is about done, so we'll go ahead and set that back down in the cradle, and then you can remove your Teflon. If you are going to use the weeding tool to pick at the tape, just be careful not to scratch the leatherette. You can also use your hands if it's not too hot for you. I don't have much feeling left in my fingers, so I'm going to go ahead and just pull off that tape. Once you have all the tape off the corners, then you can go ahead and remove the paper. You won't need that anymore. The transfer should have already gone through, and it'll reveal your coaster when you're done. So there we are. This doesn't need to be sealed. It's all done. One complete coaster.